Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Gordon from YOOPknows. Today we're going to be talking about architects and missing deadlines. That's a real issue in architecture if you're dealing with lots and lots of projects, or even if you're dealing with fewer projects. Those key deadlines, if you're missing them due to firefighting on one job that takes all your attention, and then something else over here kind of explodes and is on fire, and then you've got to switch to that. So it becomes really important not to miss deadlines. What a lot of architects do is they're putting all of those kind of things in calendars, but if it's in your calendar, it might not be in someone else's calendar. You could have a practice-wide calendar, but then who's in charge of that, who takes ownership of that? So there's lots and lots of issues around missing deadlines, because I think that impacts clients' perception of your service. So you might be doing an amazing service, but if you miss a couple of deadlines, then you're perceived as not delivering or not up to scratch, and then as an architectural practice you're less likely to send an invoice or maybe billing and such. So it really does affect the heart and soul of the practice if you're missing deadlines. The other issue is if you're missing deadlines, then it can really affect home life, stress levels, the enjoyment in a practice as well. Because if you're missing deadlines, then all of a sudden maybe you had plans to go out, meet a partner, pick up your kids from school, put them to bed, all of those kind of things. If you're missing deadlines and then you have to work late, or you feel that you have to be around because someone at it might be part of your team that missed the deadline, and you feel as a director or a manager that you need to stick around and either make sure it's done or just sort of to support, etc. So what we're going to do is we're on Super Good Architects as usual. It's a very simple setup. We've only got 6 projects. Obviously we've got companies that have got over 100. YOOP Architects, our practice has got over, I think we're at 64 at the moment. So yeah, this is a really simple kind of view so that we can show you kind of what we're doing without too much noise. 6 projects, you can see those kind of like clocking in the Reba worksheets, or the work stages if you use those. So what we're going to do now is talk about deadlines and not missing them. So the way we do that is we have got Kanban cards. So here you can see a card. I'm just going to add a card. It brings up, you just click add card. Because YOOPknows knows all the projects, you can simply select the project. So say this is for Brick Road and we're going to put something in it. It says, say it's going to be draft building control set, and we can even give that, there you go, it's got, you can set up all the stages as well. So building control, and this is where the magic happens. You can select a due date. So what I'm going to do is select this Friday, and then you can put notes in here. You can put specific notes to this kind of project. So it can be check part B, it could be escape distances, it can be AOVs, it can be fire doors, etc. You can make a list, etc. if you want to give this to someone, and then it could go on to ventilation, it can go on to various other high level things. It could be SAP, etc. You could add all those things in, and you can see that card is popped up, and you can add that into your doing. So the way you use Kanban cards is the practice has an incoming that is common to all, with the incoming and the overflow, and then every staff member has waiting, doing and done. So what I at the moment I'm on my view here, but if I go to the team view, you can see all the people in the team, and this was my setup here. This is the card I've just made here. So what I could do is decide who to give that to. So I'm Bobby is my key person on this job. I'm going to give Bobby that card. So, and you can see that there's a due by date. If you've got it linked to your Slack account, it will also produce notifications into Slack and those reminders. So yeah, there's that card. When they've done it, they can put it in their done. Sometimes people, what they do is they give it back to me to check or something. So yeah, you create that card. So when it's done, it's done. You could also create, if you really wanted to be doubly good, Brick Road, you could go check building control set, and I'm going to select a due date of Thursday, and I can hit that. I'm going to give it the right category, building control, hit save, and I'm going to give that one to me. So I'm gonna know that I need to check the building control set on Brick Road, and I can see, I could even put in here that Bobby is doing it. If I really wanted to make it really visible, you can see that, you know, Bobby doing, and Bobby's got this card here. So yeah, so Thursday rocks around. I'm seeing what I'm doing in my doing. And I can go, okay, I can follow that up and see how Bobby's doing. Hopefully that card might already be in there, and Bobby and I can have a meeting, and or even better, I could check the set. If Bobby's done it, I could check the set in our cloud server. I could go through the building control set and say, yes, as a draft set, it's hit all the right notes. I'm looking at a high level thing as a manager type thing, and I say, yeah, it looks confident. I can have a chat with Bobby either on the phone or by any other means or in the office and say, are you happy with it? Are we happy? Are we happy that it meets the criteria of a draft set? And then it can be issued, and then everyone can, boom, have their cards done. So that is one of the ways in which we solve the missing deadlines in YOOPknows. We create cards, it's got due days, all of those kind of things, and it really helps to visually see all your cards mapped out, and also you can see the rest of the team. Oh, that team hasn't got any cards, but you can see Boris, Bobby, and imagine Bobby was having an issue, you could actually give it to Boris to do. And you can quite easily see how you can move things around in your practice resourcing on an hourly, daily basis, depending on what is happening and what has gone up in terms of heat in the practice. What do we really want to focus on, and what do we really want to finish? So if you've got any questions on that, always email me at believe@yoopknows.io, and happy to help.